my campaign for president, I pledged to give America the most spectacular birthday party the world has ever seen for America's 250th anniversary on July 4th next year. In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. But I promise there will be no men playing in women's sports. You're not going to see that. You'll see everything but that.
Has this geriatric bitch gone AWOL? Donald Trump just announced something called the Patriot Games for 2026, and I just want to know what this melting orange Funko Pop thinks this shit is. Because the Patriot Games sounds oddly familiar to the Hunger Games!
The Hunger Games!
Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Let me get this straight. One boy, one girl from every state competing in Washington, D.C., aka the capital. They would do it for 4 days in front of a live audience to celebrate America. And don't worry guys, Trump made sure to clarify that there would be no men playing in women's sports. Great, thank God you cleared that up. How fortunate are we to have a president who's able to make transphobic commentary while simultaneously announcing a real-life dystopian youth competition. Bitch, we just want affordable healthcare and housing. And these MAGA Republicans are giving us a real-world knockoff of the Hunger Games. Oh, but it doesn't just stop there, because we're also getting a UFC fight at the White House, a massive military flyover, the largest fireworks display in the world, a triumphal arc, and a national garden of American heroes. This isn't patriotism, this is a fucking circus. And the unnerving part about all of this, Trump keeps calling this a celebration of freedom, but he's banning books, targeting trans children, and gutting social programs. We're not honoring 250 years of democracy. You bitches are cosplaying Gladiator. Why are we pitting teenagers against each other on live national television when people can't afford rent, insulin, groceries? And if you don't find it concerning that our president is rolling out the Patriot Games while our country is actively on fire, then congratulations. You would make an excellent citizen in Panem's capital.
Well. So Daddy Dumpy Pants has come out today to say that he's announcing the Patriot Games for the celebrations next year, where they're going to recruit one boy and one girl from every state in the United States to go to the Capitol and play fitness games. Now, I see a whole lot of people on the interwebs today comparing this to the Hunger Games. And may I say, may the odds forever be in your favor, dear. But I encourage you to take a view at another competition over there, Voldemort Poontain's way. They call it the Ready for Labor and Defense Games, or the GTO Festival, where they recruit young youth from across Russia to compete in fitness games. I'm just saying.
Okay, so this dumpster fire of a president is talking about he wants to hold a Patriots game, okay, for the United States next year. And a lot of people are comparing it to the Hunger Games because the Hunger Games are in a fictional United States where a boy and a woman, boy and a girl, come together from all 50 states and compete for survival, right? But this is not about violence. This is about sports. Thursday, December 18th, Trump announced that the United States will have a spectacular birthday. The Patriot Games will be a 4-day event and will have the greatest high school athletes from each state and territory, one boy and one girl. The event will be given next year. Okay, so this event is a 4-day event. It will be done next year in the fall, 2026, but they have no announcement of what events will be held. So we don't know if there's going to be a track and field. We don't know if it's going to be football. We don't know if it's going to be basketball. We don't know any of that, right? We don't know if people are going to run a marathon. We don't know. So the 4-day event will be held by Freedom 250. And so there will be other events that day or span of days. They will have the Great American State Fair on the National Mall, featuring a pavilion of all 50 states, National Prayer event, and Memorial Day Parade also. And I don't think this is going to go well. I don't know who's going to sign up for this. And don't teenagers need their parents' permission? And don't they need to sign this and sign that? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go, but they don't have anything planned yet, you guys. So, will this happen? Maybe. I wouldn't put it past him if he just said it because he just wants more attention from the American people. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head. Have a great day, YouTube.
We have been living in an episode of Black Mirror in America for the better part of the year now. And just when you think it can't get any worse, Donald Trump announced that he is hosting something called the Patriot Games, in which a young man and a young woman from each state and each territory in America will compete against each other in a 4-day athletic competition to celebrate America's birthday. Does this sound familiar to you?
In the fall, we will host the first ever Patriot Games, an unprecedented 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory.
Gavin Newsom then posted this on Twitter because this is the Hunger Games.
Primrose Everdeen. I volunteer as tribute.
It doesn't stop there. To also commemorate America's 80th birthday on January 14th, he is holding a UFC fight hosted by Dana White, who is the UFC CEO and an avid Trump supporter, on the South Lawn of the White House.
I'm in the ghetto. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Ra-ta-ta-ta.
This is crazy. So we are now in the Hunger Games stage of late stage capitalism in a fascist country led by Trump. In his continued aim and effort to make America appear like this, the strongest and richest country in the world, we are falling subject to this craziness, man. And then he keeps talking about this triumphal arc that he's building that no one asked for. All this country needs is a president that cares about the cost of living crisis, the fact that people can't afford groceries, the fact that people can't afford rent, and the fact that the wealth gap is widening now more than ever. Elon Musk just had a net worth valued over $700 billion. No one needs that much money. But we're focused on the Patriot Games and UFC fight at the White House. America, you are in danger, girl. You in danger.
My biggest problem with the Patriot Games is, besides the obvious comparisons to the Hunger Games and the Nuremberg rallies, are just the logistical nightmare of it all. You announce these games with less than a year from when they're supposed to happen. You give us no additional information. You don't tell us when you're going to decide which kids are going to compete and when they're going to be selected by. Do they have to apply to compete? Is it just they put in an application and then Trump picks the athletes based on whatever characteristics Trump wants them to be? And then even beyond that, when are they going to be picked by? You're giving kids no time to prepare because you haven't told us what events they're supposed to participate in. It's a 4-day long athletic event, and you're not telling us what events these kids have to train for. If you wanted to actually be a good event, they would at least need a year to train for all of the events. Is this going to be Ninja Warrior, or is it going to be a decathlon? You didn't give anyone any information, and you have such a small time window to make this work. It seems like Trump pulled it straight out of his ass.
It's December 19th, 2025. It's 7:18 Eastern Standard Time, and Donald Trump is still both alive and the president. Just giving everyone that update. And you know that he was president before. He's been president before. One day, some of you are going to look a small child in the face and lie to them and tell them that you didn't vote for this man when you in fact did. And you have to live with that. Anyway, I have my favorite picture of him ever taken in the background because I want to give you guys an update. So the other day, he announced that we're having the Patriot Games. Ooh, what's that? The only Patriot Games that I know and recognize are the ones with Jack Ryan. So, like, what's up? Okay, stand up, Tom Clancy fans. Stand up and be recognized. So the Patriot Games are supposed to be a 4-day athletic event featuring the greatest high school athletes, one young man and one young woman from each state and territory. So next year is 2026, and that also happens to be America's 250th birthday. And this Patriot Game thing is supposed to be in celebration of that. There are actually a lot of events to celebrate America's birthday. If you go to freedom250.org, you can learn all of the things that are planned. And this is not a sponsored post, but baby, it could be. It could be. I could be the spokesperson for America's 250th birthday. Hit me up. My DMs are open. If you go to the website, the Patriot Games are scheduled for fall 2026. It doesn't give a month. It doesn't give a date range. It just says this first of its kind athletic competition will spotlight male and female high school athletes from every state and territory. From opening heats to the live final day in front of a live audience, these competitors will light the torch for a new generation of Americans. And that's it. That's all we know. I've been looking for more information on this. I have nothing. When you go to freedom250.org, you can sign up to be informed about things or whatever. And look, you fill out your name, your email, city, state, zip code, and then the bottom question is, what does freedom mean to you? Eagle sounds, eagle sounds, eagle sounds. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. American flag billowing in the background. And I kind of feel like we need to start an America's birthday playlist because I feel like there's going to be some craziness that happens on America's birthday. What do y'all think?